It's the Theshamrockpixie here, aka Destiny. And I believe we are live. I see a whole bunch of people in the chat. And this is my first solo live in a long time. So I'm nervous yet excited. So let's see how many people we have. All right, let's see. Got to refresh. We have 16 people. Wow. So let's welcome everybody. A lot of you I've welcomed in the chat already, but I see that Swamp Picker was #1. Thank you, Glenn. Crystal, Rosie's Closet, Eat Sleep Amazon, Darlene, aka Norgus R, aka Mom. Thank you all for being here. Just me, Kathy, Tracy, let's see, Denise, Texas Val, it's, and so on and so on. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's see, how are you all doing? I'm, like I said before, a little nervous. So, and it's going to be a little hard to do. So if I break down, I apologize now because I feel like I want to cry now. But I need to get, Glenn, you're so silly. He gets $10 for being first. Hi, Lady Freebird. Welcome. I see there's a whole bunch of people here. Wow. I'm overwhelmed. We got over 20 people here, and thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. I love you guys all too. And this is why I'm doing my live, because I need to be 100% honest with you all. You guys have become family to me, friends to me. You're amazing, and I follow each of you. And if you have videos, I do my very best to keep up with them. And so it's for this reason that I need to, as my title says, coming out of my closet. I need to be honest, and I need to do this for me and for anybody else out there that may need this. When my spleen ruptured, I had so many people reaching out to me, and it was amazing and scary at the same time, because I'm just me, and I don't pretend to be somebody else. And it was overwhelming. This is overwhelming, but I'm hoping that it helps me and you guys to understand me better. Let's see here. Wow, we keep climbing. We're at 26 now. So, oh wow, we already have a troll. Yay! Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up with a lot of trolls due to the title, but I know you guys got my back, so I greatly appreciative of that. I need to go through and make some people some mods that I haven't, which I thought I did, but oops, come on. Let's see. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm pretty nervous about what I have to say, and seeing you all here supporting me, and I'm probably going to get very tongue-tied, and I do greatly appreciate it, and I apologize for being tongue-tied a little bit. let's see. Oh, wow, we keep jumping up. I want to make sure that we have a lot of people here. Let's see here. Wow. I think this is probably the most I've had live for just me, myself. And so, yeah. Okay. So, oh, I gotta find somebody else here. Give them the wrench. Okay. Did that? Okay. All right. Okay. I don't really know how to begin or start, so I'm just gonna say, Disney, just say, yeah, right? Young Tommy. Tommy B, you're so funny. Just say, Destiny, you're starting a Patreon. Yes, I'm going to start a Patreon. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it sounds cool to me. All right. Whew. Yeah, this is overwhelming. But, okay, so I think we have 26 thumbs up, 1 thumb down. That was probably our wonderful friend, the troll, but I still got love for you. All right, so as my title says, coming out of the closet with information about myself. A lot of you are resellers. I've met you in all different types of live chats, and I was for a long time the face of the bargain effect, but I stepped away from that because it was overwhelming for me, and I felt like I wasn't good enough for it to be the face, because I didn't know how to answer people's questions and stuff like that. And so I stepped away from it. And then I kind of stepped away and stepped back from YouTube. And I needed to do that for me to try to get myself in the right place. But I started going into a even darker place. And so I'm going to explain why. I have some mental disorders that I deal with on a daily basis. I have P.T.S.D. I have agoraphobia. I have depression and severe anxiety. And it's a struggle some days to get up in the morning. Some days it's hard to function. And I also have self-diagnosed myself with being a hoarder. And I think that comes with all the other the other disorders that I have. It is hard each day to try to focus, try to be there for everybody. And when my spleen ruptured, I know you guys can't see my scar. They had to cut me a foot long. It's 12 inches long. And I know you guys can't see that scar, but I see it, and it messes with my head. I'm because of it's triggered my depression. It's triggered my anxiety. It's triggered my agoraphobia, and it's triggered my PTSD. Now, for me, I didn't get, so each one I'll go through and explain how it affects me and how it interferes with a lot of things in my life. I ended up being diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and depression because I was in a very abusive relationship. And he was not a very nice person. He was very cruel, and it was a struggle then because of everything that he would say to me. And so I left. I tried to leave quite a few times, but he would threaten to hurt my family, my mom, my dad, my brothers, and I would always go back because I didn't want anything bad to happen to them because I knew what he was capable of. And so so he really messed my head up pretty bad. And there were things that happened to me when I was younger that, I bounced back from. But then when I finally was able to leave, I was in hiding for 4 years. And in that 4 years, he would always find me. And then I ended up with agoraphobia, the fear of people. I still, to this day, constantly am looking over my shoulder, even though Tommy, the bargain effect, has been amazing. He has helped me through so much. He didn't understand it when we first got together because I didn't show signs. Like, I thought everything was great. Finally, I was healed and I didn't have to worry about things. And a year after we got together, I reverted back. And it was a side of me that he didn't know about. And I honestly thought was gone. Like, I was like, oh, I'm finally cured. Because I had gone to counselors. I've gone and been on so many different medications. None of them help. None of them helped me. I didn't like the way they felt or made me feel inside. And I was lost for a long time. And then, like I said, I met Tommy, and I thought everything was great. I thought finally everything that I was going through was gone. And then it surfaced back up, like I said, about a year after we got together. And for Tommy, he didn't know how to handle it, but he didn't leave. He didn't leave. And so right there showed me that he was worth it. And so I opened up to him. I told him what was going on, what I've been diagnosed with. And I thought that after I spilled the beans to him, that he was going to leave, like they all do, And he didn't. As most of you know, Tommy is somebody that does a lot of research before he does anything. Before he speaks about something, he will do research. And so he did research. And he thought at first, I believe, that he'd be able to cure me. I can't be cured. Anybody with these disorders, any type of mental disorders, you can't, it's a permanent thing. It's something that you can get help for, but they never truly go away. A sound, a word, a smell, the touch of something can all trigger an episode. That's what I call them. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional. I can just tell you what I go through on a daily basis. And oh, Mr. Pickles, it's okay, Mr. Pickles. I'm all right for now. The struggle is real, and I needed to let you guys know that this is happening with me. I don't want people to think that it's their fault, because it's not. It's something that I have. It's something that I live with. It's something that I struggle with. And it stinks. There are so many times that I wish I could go back and change things. There are so many times that I wish I could be normal, not have this. I wish that there are times that I could have the same bravery, the same strength, and the brain capacity that Tommy has. But I don't. This is me in raw form. This is who I am. And I hope you guys can accept me this way. I would like to document my journey with this, because it's hard living with it. It's hard to express or explain things. It's hard to be me. And I'm sure there are people out there that have some form of mental problems, mental disorders, that they wish they could be normal too. And unfortunately, we will not be what they classify normal. And it's, and the thing is I love encouraging everybody else. I love being there for everybody else, because it keeps my mind off of the things that I have going on with me, things that drive me nuts, like little things, just everyday things that wouldn't be stressful for one person is very stressful for me. For example, gray hair. Okay, this here is part of growing up, being an adult. When I look at it, because I have a white streak, and that's due to being abused. I have been able to cover it for many years, and now I can't. But when I look at that, it triggers memories. It triggers the PTSD. And I go through flashbacks of how this was caused. And so I try to cover it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. For the longest time, I had agoraphobia. I still have it. I can't go in public without Tommy or somebody that I know very well, that knows how to get me back to where I need to be. For years, my blinds or curtains were always closed. And I still struggle with that. That's gotten better, I feel, throughout the time being with Tommy. And I know it drives him nuts. A lot of the things that I do, I know it drives him nuts. But I also know that he loves me and he deals with it and he tries to understand. And there are a lot of people out there that don't have that. And I wish that anybody who has mental disorders find somebody that can help them be grounded or help them understand what's going on with them. You don't have to live it to try to help people who have it, but it does help when you have somebody who loves you unconditionally and accepts you for every fault, every thing that you have ever done. It's great to have that, and I wish everybody had that who suffers, because without him, I probably wouldn't be here. Because there are days, like, I have PTSD, and between PTSD and anxiety, I have bad nightmares, very severe nightmares, and it's scary sometimes. I wake up and I'm crying, and Tommy has no idea how to deal with it, and there are times I can't give out the words. I can't express the words on what's going on because I don't have them. I have a constant brain fog. It's part of the anxiety and the PTSD, the agoraphobia, the depression. It's all mixed in. So my brain fog is very heavy at times. And I will be talking and I'll stop mid-sentence and forget exactly what I'm saying, because my brain stops. And I've learned through our community that you guys are very accepting and you're willing to help people. This is, for the longest time I had this battle that I fought by myself. And nobody really knows the struggle, because each person who has the same thing, PTSD, agoraphobia, depression, anxiety, people who have bipolar, every single person suffers differently. You may be diagnosed with the same thing as somebody else, but you suffer differently. And sometimes, a lot of people are like, oh, you're so strong, I wish I could be like you. No, you don't, because I look strong at times, and I'm happy, and I'm full of life, but yet I suffer silently. And it was time for me not to do that anymore. It was time for me to share my story. It was time for me to let you guys know this side of me. And I know the chat's going crazy, and I haven't been watching it, and I do apologize. I will go back through and try to read what I can. But I want people to know that they're no longer alone. I want people to know that I suffer, and if you suffer, it's okay. Call me. I'll listen. Message me. I'll listen. I will tell if you need to come out of an episode and you don't know how, get a hold of me. I will video chat you, or what they call FaceTime you, and let you vent, let you talk, let you be who you need to be. And if you feel like you're being ugly about it, oh, believe you me, I feel ugly when I'm going through it. But at the end of it, I know I'm okay. I know I'm here. I'm still breathing, and my family still loves me. They understand, which is more than I could say for a lot of things that have happened. And it's, like I said before, it's easy to put it on the back burner, not think about it, and help other people. And that's what I love to do. I love to be there for other people, listen to what they need to say. And I am not a counselor. Once again, I am not a counselor. I am not a doctor. I can just tell you what I'm going through and what I've been through, how it affects me. And it's harsh sometimes. Like the thoughts that run through your head, they're harsh. And they're sometimes you think you just need to be locked away in a nut house and the key thrown away because of some of the things that you hear or you are hearing in your head, or you like pictures that flash in your head and stuff like that. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I was committed once. I had a nervous breakdown because it was so bad and I was so scared. I committed myself because I knew that was the only way that I could get through it. And it was probably one of the scariest times in my life. I don't remember much from the week before. I just sat there and was like a zombie. I wasn't on any medication. I just was there. I really wasn't existing. I'd sit there. And when I started coming out of it, I knew I needed to do something. And I did. And so I put myself in a hospital to find out what's going on. And that's when they found I had PTSD and anxiety and depression. The agoraphobia came right after that, when every time I turned around, I thought I saw my ex-husband. I thought I saw him everywhere I went. And that was because of the PTSD and the anxiety, which triggered the agoraphobia. And life has been very difficult with it. It really has. And if I can help just a few people to know that they're not alone, then I will feel better. So I'm going to try to document everything that I can during all of this, because I think that's what I'm here for, is to show that what happens and it's okay. And I'm not alone. And there is something better there. And back to my spleen, okay? I almost died. I mean, literally, I was minutes from death. And I sit here, that was May 23rd. We're in, August now? Almost 3 months later. Well, it just turned 3 months, I believe. Wondering why. Why am I here? Why couldn't I just go and somebody better be here? And then I see you guys. And I see how much you guys care about me. And how much you guys were thankful that I was here. And it goes away. And then there's other times where it comes back. And then I jump online and everybody's so happy to see me. And I'm like, wow, why was I thinking this? It's struggle. The roller coaster of just that experience alone is ridiculously crazy. And then everything else. I mean, I kind of look a mess, but this is who I am. This is what I look like. And this is how I will always look. I can dress up, I can put makeup on, I can do my hair nice, I can put jewelry on. But at the end of the day, that's not me. This is me. This is me in my raw form. This is me being who I need to be. And, oops. Let's see. Let's see. Holy wow. Okay, let's see. Let's go into chat a little bit here. I see thank you, Pittsburgh. Anthony. You're amazing just the way you are. Thank you. Tracy says, dang straight, I accept you. Yes, Mr. Pickles was definitely showing his love. Normal is overrated. Yeah, it is. But when you have mental disorders, even though it's overrated, you wish that you could be overrated normal. And and so it's I don't even know. Like I said, my brain is I'm like overwhelmed, and I'm trying not to cry too much, which I almost wasn't able to do the broadcast, like literally seconds, because my anxiety was getting the best of me. And then a voice in my head said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. And I did it. I had to. And it was Miss Kimberly, borderline hoarderish's voice saying it. And I did it. And I feel a lot better, yet I'm shaking. I don't know. It's opening yourself up to people that you only know through a computer is hard. And life is hard as it is. And people who don't have it don't understand. They try to understand, but they really don't. Now, Tommy and I yesterday discussed me doing this. And I got a dry mouth. Sorry. And I was back and forth with it because I didn't know if I wanted to put myself out there like this. And then it was crazy that, we went and we looked. And all you see on YouTube is doctors and counselors. There's maybe 3 people in on YouTube that actually discuss what they experience through having a mental disorder that we could find. And otherwise, it was all doctors and counselors and people along that lines. And the thing is they don't know what it's like to be in this position. They don't know what it's like to live your life day after day, fighting a war inside your head, inside your heart. They don't. They're only going based out of a book that they learned in a school that they had to pay tons of money to go to. They don't know what it's truly like for an individual to suffer. I have other things that are going on with me as well. I have fibromyalgia. I have Meniere's. Meniere's affects my hearing. So I, a lot of times, don't hear people very well. I do have hearing aids. I do not wear them, although I should. But it gets really hard to have them in when you have very loud children, or when you have a man in your life that likes to be silly and loud and goofy, and I haven't figured out quite how to turn them down to the point of so that I can continue to wear them. Now, if you were to come up behind me and try to scare me, if I don't have the camera in front of me, I won't hear you. If I'm in my game, or if I'm like reading something, I don't hear you. And it's not personal. It's just this girl can't do more than one thing without her mind going blue and going poof, And a lot of times when I go through an episode too, it's like it feels like my brain has just went poof and it shuts off. And it's scary. It's very scary living this every day. Suicide. Have I thought about it? I have. Have I thought that life was better without me? Oh, you're damn straight I have. And in the end, I'm still here. And even though I think about it, or it's gone through my head, I could never do it. I would never put Tommy or the kids through that. There's just no way. And I have more respect for myself than to do something like that. And I know that it's something that people feel is the only way to get it to stop, but I can't do it. I can't. There's no way. And a lot of people who have mental disorders, that is one of the biggest things that doctors worry about, because it is one of the biggest things that people struggle with. And so it's I don't know how else to explain it other than it's a roller coaster that I will never be able to get off. And I do not like roller coasters, just so we're clear. When we go out to the theme parks and stuff, this girl stays on the ground where both feet are flat. Even though sometimes I do trip over my own feet. But anyway, yeah, I have to be flat on the ground. Many Mary Deathly Deals, I just caught this. Many medical people go into that because they too suffer. Well, then they need to be able to let us know so that we don't feel like we're the only ones, or that we're crazy. I actually had a counselor, and I was telling Tommy this. I said, I have actually had a counselor that told me that it was all in my head. I'm like, well, duh, that's why I'm here. Like, seriously, I know it's in my head. Now we need to figure out how to fix it, or at least get it to the point where I can function on a normal basis and get through the day. And you know what? He's like, no, I mean, you're crazy. And I'm like, face palm, duh. Why, but he was meaning it as I was making it up. And you can't make up mental illness like that. And needless to say, I did not see him but one time. Other counselors have told me that, oh, you will heal in time. Okay. How long? I need a time period. You need to tell me how long it's going to be before I'm better. They couldn't give me one, but it shouldn't take long. Really? I'm 39 years old, going to be 40 in February. This stuff started when I was 19, 20 years old. That's a long time. And I saw butter knife in chat. So that I was like, yeah, that has to be Patty's. All right, Pat, sounds good. Unfortunately, sorry, I saw butter knife and it just caught my attention. I do have a lot of squirrel moments too, and I do have ADHD. I do not take anything for it. I do not like medications. I am not. I try to work and deal with it without having to put something in my body that's going to cause more major damage later on in life. I've done the medication route. It sucks. And some people it works for, not this girl. I don't even like taking aspirin. It makes me sleep. So definitely not going to take anything else for it. So I'm hoping that this will help me get through them, and I can learn how maybe, somebody else will be able to, well, try this. Try this natural remedy, or do this. This might help. I'm not into yoga. I'm so out of shape. It's not even funny. I walked to McDonald's yesterday to get Tommy some dinner, and I thought I was going to fall over because I was out of breath. That is how, and McDonald's is only like 3.5 blocks away, maybe 4. Um, I I'm not a yoga person. We used to take walks a lot, and I think those helped a little bit. So we might have to start doing that again. Although it's now towards the end of summer, so it's going to start getting cold. But we'll have to figure out something along that way. And then there are times too where we're out and about. I know, squirrel moment, sorry. It just made me think of this. And there are times when we're out and about and I don't want to go home. I'm like, drive around the lake. Just do it a couple times. Because home for me, it's my safe place, yet it's my place where I can hide and don't have to worry about other people judging, making fun of me, doing cruel things, stuff like that. And so there are times where I just even just that little drive around the lake. Granted, our lake is almost gone because they're draining it to yeah, they're draining our lake so that they can clean the bottom of it and fix the dam and everything. Sorry, Tommy. He said, okay, so I did walk to McDonald's last night, and he said, and then Mickey D's didn't even have quarter patties. What kind of is that? Yes, that was crazy. They had signs up everywhere, like on every window, on all the doors. They were out of quarter pounder meat. And so I had to message him while he was live with Tommy B and Tracy. They're out of quarter pounder meat. So I had to figure out what he wanted. Tommy Pat says that he can fix that burger issue. Oh, and then, okay, so the other things that I deal with on a constant basis. So I used to have stomach issues and come to find out it was my spleen. So those are all a positive. They're gone. That pain is completely subsided, gone. I don't have it anymore. Yay, because that was some very intense stuff. I do have fibromyalgia. It affects me a lot in spring and fall. I have the Meniere's. I have restless leg syndrome. Poor Tommy, he bruises in the middle of the night because my feet move without me being able to control it. So if he ends up bruised up on the legs, it's just because my legs decided to take over in the middle of the night and do whatever they do. And then there's a few other things that I honestly can't, because my brain is trying to shut down at the moment and I'm forcing it to stay functioning. I know I'm forgetting some things, and I'm sure they will come out again further on. And so I want to thank everybody for being here. I know I noticed that there's a lot of new people, and so for the new people that came in, I am letting everybody know that I have some mental disorders that I deal with on a constant basis. I have PTSD, agoraphobia, depression, and anxiety, and it is a struggle. And so I'm trying to learn to cope, trying to learn to not be so closed in. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So it's intense and crazy and wild, and that is why a lot of times you never know what you're gonna get when you come on my channel. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that I do things differently, and yes, Tommy, she's coming out of the closet like it says in the title, just not that closet. You're so silly. Anyway, I found, for me personally, that I love to cook. Tommy taught me how to make cutlets the other night, and mine were better than his. I made a whole sheet of him, and no, 2 sheets, I think it was actually, once it was all said and done. And I had but a little piece because they ate it all up, which is good. Hi, DMK Scrap Metal and Reselling Project. Sup? Welcome. Okay, so I just got a squirrel moment. So yeah, Tommy's gonna set me up an area so that we can do some cooking shows on my channel. I'm gonna talk a lot more about what I go through on a daily basis with my disorders, PTSD, agoraphobia, depression, and anxiety. And believe it or not, agoraphobia, it took me forever to learn how to say it, because I couldn't think of how to say it. I couldn't even, I have it written down. I have notes. See, I have notes. And I had to use my phone to figure out how to spell it. And then I really didn't spell it right. So not even close. So yeah, it was trying to get my notes together so I didn't forget anything. And I try to do that. Now you can ask Tommy. This is funny. I will write, list out notes, stuff like that. And I will set them down and lose them. I'm really horrible at losing things. I'm really horrible at trying to explain things mid-sentence. I will stop. I think that's the one that drives him crazy the most, is I will be talking and like this, my brain just stops. But, all in all, I feel a lot better sharing. It's like thousands of weights taken off my shoulders, being able to let you guys know, sharing. Squirrel distraction disorder. All right, Craig. All right. If that's what you want to call it, that's cool. I like that. I should write that on my list of my mental disorders, because I actually do like that. Yeah, and I saw something about food. Somebody was talking about food. I love food. When I was younger, I went from being anorexic because I was severely bullied in school. I was a size 4, and I was told I was fat constantly. I got beat up, all that weird, nasty stuff that happens when you're in school. And so I stopped eating. And then my mom found out, and that didn't go over too well. She forced me to eat, but she knew that once she found out how long it had been going on, she knew not to shove it down my throat. She had to build it up slowly till I was eating normal food again, normal size portions of food. But then it turned into bulimia after she thought that she had cured me. And now I have what they call binge eating. That is also another mental disorder. But it's not what people think. Binge eating is where you go through periods of time where you eat smaller normal portions, and then all of a sudden something triggers anxiety, depression. For me, agoraphobia, or not so much the agoraphobia triggers it, but like my PTSD, depression, and anxiety will trigger it. And I do nothing but eat. And it's very frustrating. And so sometimes just, watching, which is weird because I don't like watching people eat. I'm like, Tommy, eat this, and him just eating it next to me sometimes will help, because I can hear it. And then my stomach's like, oh, I'm full. I'm like, sweet. But it's crazy how they all intertwine as well. It really does. And my family has, this is another little tidbit real quick. My mom's side of the family are recovering alcoholics. And so I thought that because of that, that's why I was the way I was, the way that I am. Sorry, that didn't come out right. Let me re-say that. I thought that was why I am the way I am, and it's not. Their being alcoholics, recovering alcoholics, has nothing to do with what happened with me. I some people are born with these mental issues, mental disorders, and other people it happens due to trauma, due to going through things, severe traumatic things, and seeing that with my family has always made me scared to do a lot of things because I was afraid that I was going to become addicted to things. And so I'm sure that contributed a lot to the agoraphobia. Granted, it was my ex who triggered it the most, but then, being around other people, it's like, ugh, I just like, I don't have the germ thing. I don't have OCD, as you can tell. I wish I had OCD, and I'm sure Tommy wishes I had OCD because my mom has OCD, and my mom also has agoraphobia. So I think that doesn't help either. But I really wish that I did have that for having a clean house like my mom. My mom, it affects her with her house and how clean it is. And so that I'm sure, and I'm not trying to like put anybody down or make fun of anybody who has it. I honestly, if I could have had any mental disorders, OCD, I wish would have been one of the ones that was triggered for me. Mine's just kind of the opposite. I don't have a nasty house. It's very clean, as in we mop, we sweep, we dust, but it's, instead of having OCD, I have, and this is no pun intended, I'm a borderline hoarder. And I do not want it to become extreme. So I have Tommy to keep my butt in check. And so that is why I wish I had OCD, because I would keep things cleaner and I wouldn't have the things that I've collected and don't want to part with or get anxiety when I have to go through it and get rid of things. So, oh, Kimmy, right? Well, it is when you want to be able to move around your house and you're scared to get rid of things because you may need it someday. I'm not one of those, Tommy, what is it called when those preppers, those doomsday preppers, right? Is that what it's called? I'm not one of them, but I'd like to be able to move around our house without stubbing or breaking a foot or that kind of thing. And so I don't know where I was going with that. Brain fog set in. But no, thank you everybody for coming and supporting me. I love you all. You all mean so much to me. And even to the new people, you have a place in my heart. And I appreciate it. I do. And everybody who is supporting me, that's here listening, it's overwhelming in a positive way. And so somebody was going live, wasn't Anthony, when is your auction? I don't remember when you said, or when you're, okay, so Mary Ann, oh, hello, Mary Ann. OCD can mess with your life, girl. It doesn't help with housework, sweetie. It can chain you down. You are doing your best, so be nice to yourselves. Okay. Okay, so then maybe I didn't want OCD. Oh, I'm glad I don't have that, you know. I just thought it would help with keeping the house in like my mom's house. Like I go over to my mom's house and like you could drop food on the floor and literally be able to pick it up and eat it. Not that I would ever do that, but that's how clean she has it. And I know she would freak out too. So, but that's, you know, I wish I could do that. And when we move, that's how I want it to be. I another good thing about Tommy is that, as he said in here, we have tons of stuff we may need someday, but haven't used it in 4 years. He kicks my butt into gear. Okay, so here's another secret. He kicks my butt into gear. Guess how he does it? He turns on, he doesn't make me watch it, but he turns on Extreme Hoarding, that TV show, Extreme Hoarders, or whatever it's called. He puts that on. And for like 3 days after that, I do nothing but go through things in the house until it gets overwhelming, and then I have to stop. And so it's oh, and he has a point. Tommy too has a point. We pay more to store the stuff than it would cost to buy it if we needed it in the future. Yes, and I understand that, but my brain doesn't like that idea. We already have it, and so let's just store it until we need it. And that's a lot of ways that it goes. You know, you always think, oh, you know, no, we need it. We're not spending more money on something we already have. And then we go through things, and we have bought things numerous times, or many different times, and numerous amounts of it. And they're over here, they're over there, and they're up there. They're all over. And so, you know, and it stinks. So it's crazy. And I saw something in here. Okay, so Dennis, is it? Welcome, Dennis. He says, when I'm depressed, I eat ice cream and pastries. Any kind will do. Now, I am not much of a sweets person, but Tommy is. His weaknesses are donuts and ice cream. And so he doesn't have to be depressed. I don't think he gets depressed. I don't know. He's like the perfect person in the whole wide world, I swear. But and I know he's not, but you know, he eats them anytime. It doesn't have to even be a special occasion or anything. He'll just eat it. And if he puts them together, oh, it's like, yep, I know you need to sleep on the couch tonight because you are going to be moving all over the place. Yep. Yeah, he wants me to learn how to. Now I'm pulling Tommy out of the closet. Yes, I am. I'm going to tell some of your dirty secrets. How's that? Oh, what is agoraphobia? Okay, so agoraphobia, let me actually, so I can give you the direct, the actual definition of it, unless it's some doctory thing. Agoraphobia is a type of anxiety disorder in which you fear and avoid places or situations that might cause you to panic and make you feel trapped, helpless, or embarrassed. That is what agoraphobia is. And it is very debilitating. All of anybody who has a mental disorder will tell you that it can be very crippling. It can be very debilitating. I hate trying to say big words because sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. And Tommy's not up here to help me with the word that I need, but it holds you back. It ties you down. You feel like you have a ball and chain around your ankle and you can't go anywhere. And a lot of times, I mean, agoraphobia will definitely oh crud. Sorry guys. No, I don't remember what I was saying because it is, yes, debilitating. Thank you guys. You know, there are a lot of times where for like me, everything affects everybody differently. Even if it is the same diagnosis, it affects you differently everywhere. Like I said earlier, you know, I had windows that were constantly covered. There was only one window in my apartment when Tommy and I met that, because I couldn't get a curtain up because I'm only 5 foot even and I didn't have a ladder. And it was my half moon window that was way at the top of the ceiling. I couldn't get a curtain over that. That's the only light that really was in my apartment. And there were times where, you know, the kids would want to go outside and I would have to like check to make sure nobody else was outside. And it affects my kids and I hate it. I positively hate the fact that this affects my kids. I would take them outside and we would play, we would spend time together, and somebody would come outside and I'm like, okay, let's go inside. And then we would have to wait until that person went back in or left. And then I would take them back outside. And they didn't understand. They were little. And I felt like I stole their childhood because of this. And the older they got, and the more that I was able to explain to them what was going on with me, the more they understood. And the more they told me that they loved me and that it was going to be okay and they didn't hate me for it. They understood. And thank you, Kelly, for stopping. Much love, dear. Much love. But they would tell me it was okay. And even though I knew it wasn't okay and I knew that they were disappointed in things that we would plan to do and I couldn't do it. But they were very supportive. And they're 11 and 13. And I wanted to shelter them because I didn't want anything to happen to them. I didn't want them to go outside and get hurt because I was being selfish, because I didn't want to go outside to have to try to take care of them because of the people that would be out there. And so now that they're a little older, they are very understanding. Yeah, they're normal kids. You know, they want to go outside and play. And I was always like, no, you got to stay in. We got to do this. We got to do that. I always made excuses for them not to be able to go outside. It's gotten better. And Tommy actually pointed out that when I say no, I need to give a reason why. And it was not for the kids, it was actually for my own benefit. Why was I saying no? And then I realized I was saying no just to say no. Because I just would say no. Because I got into the habit of saying no. And now they'll ask me something, and I'm still learning that I'll say no. And they're like, well, why, Mom? And I'm like, I'll stop and I'll think about it. And I'm like, wait, why am I saying no? And so it was like, I don't really specifically know why I'm saying no. All right, go, you know. And Just pick one area and do it. For me, it's overwhelming when I see the whole thing. I just don't want to do anything. What do you mean, Dennis? I hope I'm not triggering anybody with me bouncing all over the place. So, oh, thank you, Dennis. He said, I love you too. I just met you, but I love you already. Much love, my friend. Much love. My mom would rather knock the crap out of me when I was a kid than look at me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Marie. That's hard. I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for Tommy and my kids, honestly. Yeah, talking does. It really does. Yeah, oh, that makes sense. Mary Deathly Deals, the world does. It's a scary place. And I guess I felt like I was protecting them by not letting them see the bad, and it backfired. I was selfish and saying no all the time. No, you're fine, but I never had a specific reason why I would say no. And Tommy did. He pointed it out, and I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. I have no reason why. And so they're able to do a lot more. And now that I recognize that usually I'm saying no to say no. And I do. I am horrible at repeating myself a lot. And I'm horrible with forgetting where I'm at and scatterbrain and all that stuff. So thank you, Craig. Craig says, I know I already said it, but everyone please share this out on Facebook, Instagram, etc. Destiny has opened up her heart to talk about this. She wants to help others. If we share, others will see. Thank you, Craig. Thank you very much. And here's another real quick explanation. How many of you out there have noticed that when I'm in a live, I'm playing with my hair or redoing it all the time? I know Joy pointed it out. Be the difference clothing. She actually jokes around with me about it. She's like, "Oh, you're on Destiny's on look number 3, or Destiny's on look number 4." Sometimes I think there's like 1 or 2 other times where she said, "Oh, she's on look number 12." Okay, so the reason why I do it is part of my anxiety. It is part of my anxiety. So when my anxiety is high, I'm constantly like rearranging my hair, or I'm doing this a lot, or I'm looking down a lot and I'm doodling, all because of my anxiety. Yeah, and I do. I want to be able to open it up in the live, because I'm going to do it live. I'm not going to do pre-recorded stuff. I need to do it live. I feel like I need to do it live so that if I need to, it'll most likely be random. I'm not going to have a set schedule for doing my lives about this, because if my anxiety gets too high, I just need to jump in front of the computer, turn it on, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and do it. And help and talk about it and record it. And I know that most likely my children will watch this, and they will learn a lot about me that they didn't know before. And they live with me, and I still have those walls up. I still have those um, restless nights, and it'll explain a whole lot more, or it'll explain a whole lot more about me, and maybe they'll learn to understand it more, I suppose is the way to do it. Mary says, "You are definitely here for a reason, Destiny." Thank you. Sandra Brown says, "You've helped me a lot coming out. Big hugs to you." Big hugs right back. Much love, my friend. I'm just trying to kind of catch up a little bit on. I did not follow chat very much. And I do, again, apologize for that. I will be better when I do the next live. Marianne says, "It took someone talking on YouTube Live to finally understand my own son." Well, you know what? That's pretty awesome. And um, I'm glad I could help. I really do. And if you have any questions, just email me at theshamrockpixie@gmail.com, and I can give you my Facebook information and we can talk there. Or if you want to talk email, that's cool. If you have any questions, I will try to do what I can to answer them. And if I don't know and I can't find an answer to help, I will bug the heck out of Tommy to help me figure it out so that we can help. Thank you, Tracy. And that's the thing. I was going to do this back in May, actually a couple days before my ending up in the hospital. I had planned that weekend that I was going to do this, and then my spleen ruptured, and it has taken me a long time to get the courage up to talk about it. And and mental disorder is so taboo. It's something that, oh, don't tell anybody this is going on. And I don't think it should be taboo. I think that we should discuss it. I think we should try to help each other to get through it. And that's why as much as my anxiety was so high, I needed to do this. I needed to get out there in front of you guys and share and explain what it is. And I do apologize for just kind of disappearing like I did and without any explanation. And not that I know I don't need to give an explanation, but I felt that you deserve to know what's going on, how it is affecting me. And if any of you out there, once again, any of you out there, can somebody drop my email in? Tommy, do you have my email? Or if anybody else who knows my email can drop it in for me. Anybody who is suffering and doesn't want to share their story publicly, please feel free to contact me, and I will talk with you. If you do feel the need and the encouragement to talk about it, or have somebody there that will give you that strength to share everything, email me. Theshamrockpixie@gmail.com. I'm here. I'm opening that door for anybody who needs me or needs to talk. Know that you're not alone and that you will have somebody in your corner cheering you on. I don't always do the right thing for myself because I'm better at encouraging other people. And you know, that's another thing. Tommy asked me, why is it so easy for you to help somebody else, but it's hard for you to do it for yourself? And I couldn't answer that because I don't know the answer. I really don't know why it's easier for me to be there for other people and not myself. I can give you things I think might be the answer, but I don't think it would be 100% correct. I really don't. And so if anybody out there needs to talk, wants to share their story, wants to come live with me, and be it for any reason, I'm here. I am here. I may not catch it right away, so you have to be a little blunt with me if you want to go live. Because sometimes I don't catch hints very well. Sorry, my mouth is very dry. But just say, hey, I wanna go live and share my story. Let's go. Let's do this. Yep. Dennis asked Tommy. And I'm probably, like, right now I have hives and I waited to take Benadryl. As you can tell, I'm all blotchy. That's not from crying. I woke up with hives this morning. And so I'm going to take a Benadryl. But a lot of times sleeping is a way to deal with things, and it doesn't solve it, but it does help. But we cannot let that overcome us. We can't let it take it over, or we're going to miss everything in life that's good. So Dennis, if you want to talk, send me an email and I will gladly talk with you. Because it sounds like you know what I'm talking about, even if it's just a little bit. And that goes for anybody else out there. You know, I'm here. I help Tommy when he needs it. Otherwise, I don't. Like, I clean the house and I take care of the kids. But if you need me, just let me know. Just let me know. Don't be afraid to send me a message and say, hey, I need somebody to talk to. And if you're not comfortable with talking with me about what's going on with you, Tommy is a great listener. He has learned to help me, even though he doesn't know what I go through, but he is an awesome listener. And yes, honey, I'm throwing you out there, which I'm sure you don't mind, but get a hold of him too. Tommy at the Bargain Effect. And I'm sure he will do anything to help you as well, considering that he knows what it's like with me. And my throat's starting to get a little dry. Sorry, everybody. Yes, you do. You have to, Mary says, tomorrow is a brand new day. You never know what a day will bring. It just may be a day of sunshine. And, you know, that's the thing. Wake up every morning and try to be the best you can be. And don't let your mental health destroy you. Get out there, talk to somebody. If you have bad thoughts in your head, it's even more important to reach out to somebody and talk to them. Don't hide it. Don't let it consume you. Don't let it eat away at yourself by bottling it up, because that's what we are here for. To lean on each other, to give support, to show love, and to be the best person you can be. And that's my big message. When I'm in other people's chat, I tell people much love, because I want that to show somebody. I want it to show somebody that if they're having a bad day, or if they have thoughts in their head that will take them away from this earth, me saying much love to them, I want it to show that there are people out there that care. And yes, Pat, 2019, 2019, my friend. This is what I needed to do, and I do feel a lot better. And the support has been just phenomenal. And it's I don't even, like I said, I don't have the words to describe the wonderful people, how wonderful you guys are. It's great, and I greatly appreciate it. Do any of you have questions? Much love. Kimmy says, I forgot I could do this. Just throw it up on the board or up on the screen. Makes me think about the first time we threw hearts up. Seems like forever. Love that so much. Do it now. And I did make a t-shirt with much love on it. And so I did that through Teespring, or not Teespring, Amazon merch. So, and so, yeah. Patty, what's for dinner? Cheeseburgers? No, I don't think I want to have McDonald's for a bit. That might be where I got, because I had some I had 2 breakfast burritos, sausage breakfast burritos, and I woke up this morning with hives. So I'm not sure if that's what started it or not, but I'm good without McDonald's. We're actually going to have, Tommy's going to make fish for me. And so when there's like so many things, and I should probably do another video on this, but there's so many things that's changed since my spleen has been gone that it's crazy. But I can do another live about that a different time. Hi, it's Mac live. Hey, Mac, my friend. Oh, good. He just got his original count back. And so if you guys don't know who Mac Live is, better go check him out. He is awesome. I love him. He does a lot of DJing work. Here, let me. Oh, there we go. He said he lost some of his lives, or his subs, I mean. So here he is. I'm doing better, Mac. You should go back to the beginning of the video and watch. It'll explain what's going on. So that, thank you, Tracy, for coming. Much love, my friend. Uniquely Me. If you guys have not seen her and Tommy B's lives that they do at night. If you need a good laugh or just to get away from the reselling community for a bit, because you just need to chill out, parental discretion is advised. But it is a phenomenal show, so go check them out. Tracy, do you have a link for your guys' show? I don't remember whose channel it's on, but you'll love them. They're pretty rocking people there. They're pretty awesome. And if you guys don't know, like, I know a lot of you know each other, but if you guys don't know someone new in the chat, please go to their channels, click on the 3 dots next to their name, show them love. Even if they do not have any content, show them love by hitting that subscribe button. Excuse me. And I know that in our community, there's been a lot of crazy things going on with everybody. So I would like to ask everybody to keep Mama Shy Dove in your prayers. She is still in the hospital. She should hopefully be able to go home tomorrow. They needed to keep her on antibiotics a little bit longer. If you guys could please keep her in your prayers. The whole Crawley family, please keep them in your prayers. If Debbie does sales, if you guys could keep her in your prayers. If you can pray for everybody else in chat as well. Keep them all in your prayers as well. So I just got the warning. I've been on for an hour and a half. So I think I should probably skedaddle out. Anthony, if you're in chat, can you please drop your link to your auction? That would be, or the auction that you're going to be in tonight. That would be great. And so Mama will be good. They have been doing wonderful with her at the hospital. She just needed to have some surgery. And so, Donatella's going live as well. Okay, so there's a bunch of auctions going on tonight. So Donatella's on tonight. And I know Anthony is on. I don't remember whose auction that is tonight. And so head on over there, jump in, say hi to everybody, and whatnot. No, I purposely did that. But thank you, everybody, for coming. Much love. And if you need me, hit me up on my email, theshamrockpixie@gmail.com. I will put that in the description below. And it's on Donatella's channel, but Anthony's doing it with T. Okay, so, okay. So, can you put, you did. Okay, so she put the link in. All right, go check all them wonderful people out. I'm going to head out. I hope you all have a beautiful, magical, wonderful, spectacular, super duper rest of your night. Much love, everybody.